that was one of the things that were brought up.
That was at the Merrimack County
Yeah.
nursing home, yeah.
We haven't decided on donation levels yet, or from your tree, or, I mean, we're working on any number of things.
Okay. Okay. We're at the end of our meeting. Yeah? Go ahead.
If you're gonna, at the end of the meeting, I was wondering if you're gonna address your spending controls that you suggested 2 weeks ago.
I'd rather wait until all three of us are here. Nothing against either one of us,
Spending controls.
but it's a case where I made the statement in the past, whenever we change policy or change dollar figures or bonuses or raises or whatever, that all three of us act on it and not just two of us. That's been my philosophy, and I want to stick to it. So we'll wait. I don't think there's any major things that would happen between now and, let's say, 2 weeks from now, as far as that policy is concerned. And after that policy is enacted, we will have a meeting of all department heads throughout the complex to explain the policy and whatever else might come up at that meeting. Maybe insurance, for example, where we are going to go with insurance, health insurance. Yes, Mr. Babson.
Make a suggestion that you have something in writing for Monday's meetings of what you're thinking about for the spending controls.
For the what?
For the spending controls.
Okay.
So that we can go home and talk about it for a month and figure out whether or not that it'll work.
No, wait a minute. I would accept the delegation recommendations, but this would be...
I'm just saying, can you give us what you're thinking about so we can go home and,
yeah,
and discuss it amongst ourselves and come back in a month and say, you know, we think this may work, we think it might not work.
Okay.
And give us some guidance on what you're planning to do.
Yep. We can do that.
I know that there's a significant anti-farm movement in our current delegation, sort of illustrated by their lack of support for anything that Will brought to the table. There's been a lot of people asking me, Billy Stockman was the last one the other day, what's going to happen with all the loan.
With all the loan?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
okay.
when you get to the point of marketing it, or I guess my question is it still your intention to keep it, or are you going to market it?
The only thing that I have done on it is with Always Wrecking. When they come in to reloan, if we tear down any of the wings, they're going to reloan it, and they will bring in a screener and screen it for that purpose. And he said, while it's there, if you want to screen more of it for your own use, the equipment will be there. That's all that's been done so far.
Well,
it's not losing any value sitting there right now, but
and there's still a market for it, even though the
yeah,
building.
there always will be a market for it. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you consider spreading it, some of it, in Outback where we haven't picked all the rocks and turn it into hayfield?
Well, that's a possibility. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Was my original thought, but anyway. Well, I guess we have had a pretty good discussion, and we do spend a lot of time opening it up to the public to make comments or ask questions, and I hope you appreciate that.
Makes it much nicer, Mr. Chairman.
I always welcome additional input because it may change my mind or my philosophy on things too, but at this point in time, we have nothing else other than going into non-public. If there's anybody that's got any public comment at this time, go ahead, Mr. Babson.
One quick one. I understand it's Will that's made these signs that are out on Route 28. And,
yes.
and you've done a very nice job.
Good, thank you. Please let him know about it.
I will.
And Farm Day is when?
30th
of July.
Yeah. Nursing home is prepared for that?
30th of July.
I have a question about something else. Why don't we do business with the Citizens Bank in Ossipee?
I think you have to ask that with the treasurer. He is responsible for finding the best facility to either invest or to set up a checking account or whatever have you. So I would check with the county treasurer.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
no, because I see we have to pay every time mileage. They're going all the way to Wolfboro to deposit every time. So I think it would be closer if we have Citizens Bank. Because it's right here in Ossipee.
Okay, again, I'd suggest that you
I
talk
have
with the
to,
treasurer, okay? There may be some offsetting as far as interest rates, how we invest and so forth. Anybody else got any questions? If not, yes, Ed?
In order to get more public involvement around the county, would the commissioners be willing to go to the selectmen's meetings and try to establish one citizen from each town who could be here every Wednesday to be somewhat of a representative, so they can go back to the selectmen's meeting and give a short little report of what's actually going on in the county?
That's what I
Would you be willing
that's what I
to
do.
do that?
Good idea.
So we already have, what town?
Effingham.
Effingham.
Yeah.
I have Brookfield. So if we
Yeah.
can get one from every, just one from every person.
We can make that suggestion, but we can't guarantee that it's gonna happen.
Well, I'm
Um,
saying if you went to the, actually, if you went.
we-
it's-
As soon as Commissioner Solomon comes back, the three of us are gonna be going to selectmen meetings, we're gonna be going to Rotaries, Lions Clubs, anybody to talk about county government, because I find that a lot of people don't understand county government, and they may be getting the wrong idea of county government by reading the newspapers. Hopefully your process in filming our meetings are helping a great deal,
It has helped.
educating the general public.
Yeah.
It may be boring to some, but I think it's education
How about
anyway.
eggs and bacon?
What?
How about eggs and bacon?
Eggs and bacon. All right, yes.
We have an extraordinary resource, which are the older generation in New Hampshire, since we are considered the oldest state.
The fourth oldest state,
And
yes.
since there's a lot of retired, a lot of older generation people with the experience, a life experience that nobody else has for
Yep,
younger,
you're right.
and they have the opportunity to come to the meeting,
Yeah.
that they could exhibit
It's a
their
great program.
experience on the county.
Yeah. So far, we've only had this lady here come as a result of,
Oh, I'd like to announce that that's my mother,
that's your mother.
Okay.
so
Okay.
everything that I do is her fault.
Okay, all right.
Through that, I didn't understand.
Well, since we changed the time to 9:15 rather than 8:15, she's been the only one that's attended. I just want to make that
No,
a
we
point.
had another one coming.
What?
Kathleen
the
is the one that
selectman
suggested it.
She always comes, whether it's at
Nobody
8.
showed up in droves.
We haven't got an awful lot
We have
of
enough.
people coming.
Yeah, how long is it gonna be till 9:15? How many
What's
more
your mom's
times?
first name?
To the end of this month.
First
The end of
name.
this month?
Eleanor.
Eleanor, she's been here before. You've been here before.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I just remember.
Welcome.
Okay.
All right, we're going to move into non-public, unless anybody's got any.
I make a
leaving.
motion to go into non-public for personnel.
Personnel and policy.
And policy.
Personnel and
Policy.
policy.
I'll second the motion. Roll call.
Commissioner Kenny, yes. Commissioner Sorensen?
Yes. So voted then.
Okay.